Before you start using the stove, you need to take some precautions. You need to make sure that the stove is perpendicular to the effect of gravity. If the table is not perpendicular to gravity, if it is bent in some direction, you may use some small rocks to place them under the stove as necessary to keep the stove stable and perpendicular to gravity, so nothing will fall off the stove while you're cooking. You must also make sure that there is nothing readily flammable nearby that you could possibly burn. To open up the stove, you must first flip up these latches and pull up the cover of the stove, then pull up the grill, and you can take out the gas tank, which is on the left-hand side of the stove. There is a small notch here that allows you to pull out the pipe of the gas tank. You may then pull it out and put the gas tank into the stove. To place the gas tank in the stove, you must take the pipe of the gas tank and first place it through the hole in the front of the stove. Then you must take the pipe over to the other end where there's another hole where the gas from the gas tank goes into the stove, and you must place the pipe there. Make sure as well to place the two tabs of the gas tank into their respective holes in the stove. Make sure that when you place the gas tank, it is not hanging over the edge of the table, but has a section of table underneath it. Once you have placed the gas tank, you can bring down the grill of the stove and take out the windscreens on both sides. Both of the windscreens have small hairpin-like metal pieces on the ends of them. These hairpins can be placed in their holes on the sides of the stove above the word written off on the stove. Now you need to pump the gas tank. To do that, you must go to the pumping arm on the right side of the gas tank. You need to unscrew it. To unscrew it, you turn this pump arm left about 3 times. Left meaning counterclockwise. And then you place your thumb over the hole at the tip of the pump arm and place your two fingers, your index and your middle finger, on the two sides of the end of the pump, and you start pumping in and out of the gas tank. You should do this at least 30 times, but there is no limit to pumping. You must pump until there is so much pressure against you pumping that you cannot pump any longer. Once you have pumped the gas tank thoroughly, you must bring the pump arm back to its original location and turn it clockwise now towards the right to close the pump arm. To light the stove, you must first flip up the lighting lever. The lighting lever should stay up like this until about a minute after the fire of the stove has been burning. Now to light the stove, you must take a match or a lighter and place it in the central dish of the stove and turn the knob of the gas tank counterclockwise until you see a flame. Now, the flame of a good flame of the gas tank must have a constant blue or green flame. It cannot have orange or yellow in the flame. If the fire is not hissing constantly, but is hissing like a heartbeat every second or so, all you need to do is unscrew the gas tank's pumping arm and pump the stove until the hiss is constant and the flame is blue and green. And you must flip down the lighting lever once you have gone past a minute. Now, to light a side burner is essentially the same thing. You must take a match and place it in the dish of the side burner that you want to light, and then turn the knob at the side left counterclockwise until gas appears and the flame shall start burning. To make a fire more or less strong, all you need to do is turn the respective knob of a fire left to make it stronger or right to make it less strong. If you turn it right long enough, you'll turn it off. For example, if you turn this knob to the right enough, clockwise, until you can't turn it anymore, the flame will turn off. This principle works the same for the central burner. However, if you turn off the central burner, both of the side burners will go out. All you need to do is turn the knob right until you can't turn it any longer and the flame will go out. When you want to put away the stove, you must first make sure that the 3 burners are not hot. Once you've checked that, you can take off the windscreens, then bring up the grill. You must then take out the gas tank and replace it in the left-hand side of the stove. Make sure to bring the pipe of the gas tank through the indentation on the side of the stove right here. Then you can bring down the grill and bring down the cover of the stove and lock it up. When you don't use the stove, make sure to place it in a shaded, cool, and dry environment.